Have you noticed that your Reiki abilities are changing or that Reiki feels different than it used to? Well, there's a reason for this. When you first start anything, it feels very, very different. So I'll use the analogy of swimming. If you can remember taking swimming lessons or if you know how to swim, when you first learn how to swim, it feels really scary. You are focusing on your breath so that you're not sinking, and you're learning how to, flap your feet and how to tread water with your arms, and you're trying to keep yourself upright. And then after a while, after you swim for a while, you start to not pay attention to those different things, and you start to develop muscle memory. And then after a while after that, you don't even think about it. You just go in the water and you're swimming. You're doing whatever you need to do to stay afloat and just enjoy yourself, maybe trying different strokes or not even thinking about that at all. So this is how Reiki is. When you first started, especially if you learned through a system, a Sui Reiki, you're imagining the visualization and the different flow of Reiki. Now, every system is different. My Reiki system, the More Method of Healing Reiki training system, focuses on how it goes in through the top of the head, through the body, down to the core of the earth, from the core of the earth back up through the feet, up through the body, and up out the top of the head like a fountain, and then out the right hand and in the left. And that's how we focus channeling Reiki. Next level, we imagine a protective bubble of light so that nothing negative can penetrate and our energy stays protected. This is a key component in the More Method of Healing Reiki training system. Finally, after we do that, this is in level 2 and level 3, and then in all my psychic development classes, we talk about how your frequency, when you consciously are elevating it and keeping it pure and in alignment, you can use that to manifest. So that's how we do all of this. Now, when you first started, you were likely trying to feel it. And maybe when you first started feeling it, it felt like repelling magnets, or maybe it felt like heat or cold or tingling, or maybe you didn't feel anything at all. But maybe now your Reiki is further along and you're having stronger, more powerful effects. Maybe you have what feels like a hot flash. Maybe you have itchy sensations. Maybe your spine sweats. For me, my ears get really red and my chest gets really red, really, really red. And my hands get cold. And that tells me that my Reiki is starting to flow. And then my hands will get really, really, really hot. So this is how it works in my body. I recently talked with a student, and for her, she gets these weird little itchy feelings, like little tickles, which I told her that was her spirit guides. To tell your spirit guides, yes, I see you and hear you, don't tickle and touch me. So you may have a unique sensation. On the other end, you might have noticed that you were doing really, really great and your Reiki was really flowing, and then it just stopped. Then it just felt like you couldn't feel anything at all. And I've had this happen with students before as well. They'll say, Lisa, I took your training and I was doing Reiki treatments, but lately it feels like I can't feel anything. Lately, it just feels like I'm off. Well, the good news is you're not off. You're doing great. Reiki is a self-guiding force. So I'll say that again. Reiki is a self-guiding force. I want you to imagine that the Reiki is like a water hose, and it goes in the top of your head and it goes where it needs to go. So it's going to first try to clean out your energy centers, so your 7 primary chakras, and then anywhere else in your body that needs healing or balancing. And then it's going to heal the person in front of you. It's kind of like when you're flying on a plane, they want you to put that oxygen mask on yourself first and then help the person next to you. That's how Reiki works, which says a lot about the most divine healing energy that we have. It's saying, take care of you first, and then you can take care of somebody else. So if you're not able to channel, my guess is that you need to do some deep energy hygiene. I have a great meditation on that. You could get a remote healing session from a friend, but get some Reiki work done on you. Have somebody work on you or do Reiki on yourself until you can get it flowing again and you can feel it. Why did it happen? Everything. Life. Your nervous system went into overload and shut down from everything that was going on. Maybe you were exposed to a person that brings out the least, beneficial version of you. Maybe you were sick. Maybe you went out drinking or were exposed to drugs or alcohol, or maybe you didn't get sleep. Maybe you have been just completely checked out. Maybe you're watching a lot of TV or electronics. All these different things interrupt your energy flow. It doesn't mean it's permanently gone. It's not permanently gone at all. The other thing it could be is chemicals. If you started a new drug, maybe a pharmaceutical or an over-the-counter, I know there are certain medications that will completely make it stop. I feel like it stops my flow, but I know better than that. I know that it never stops. It just, I might not be able to feel it as strong, but it's always there. So if this happens to you, a couple different things. Another suggestion would be my psychic dial meditation. So it's a really nice meditation that will allow you to turn the psychic gauges up and down, the Reiki flow up and down. So you can, through the meditation, decide, I need an increase in my feeling in my hands. And so one of the choices in that meditation is a dial in the hands, so that you can turn that up or turn it down so that your sensitivity is there again. It didn't go away. It didn't go away at all. If this is what happened, it just means that you need some healing. And it's helpful if you can gauge, when was the last time you were in psychic flow? When was the last time you were in Reiki flow? What were you doing? And then, was it on a certain person? Don't be afraid. Maybe, you might think, maybe I picked something up. Maybe you did. Maybe you weren't protecting yourself, but the only reason you pick anything up is because you share a likeness with that other person. You have a likeness. Maybe you have, I'll say, a tear in your auric field, because maybe you have a similar life theme, and like attracts like. So it's entirely possible that the people that you attract in your life are different mirrored versions of past, present, and even future versions of you. Maybe you share with another person that you feel unappreciated, or maybe you feel resentful, and maybe there's an attachment, and maybe that attachment is now with you. So I have this energy hygiene regimen meditation where you can put it in a glass box and blow it up with the Reiki energy and be completely in control of your energy field. So you didn't lose it. It's not gone. It's still there, if that's the case. So I'm just here to remind you that you still have all those powers. If it feels like it's a lot, if it feels like, I've had people, when they activate, one of my favorite stories, she was so afraid of the Reiki energy. And Reiki level 1, she was against the wall, 10 feet away from the person on the table with her hands like this. And she was just crying and crying and crying. Now the Reiki energy was cleaning her out and moving through her. She stuck with the training. She took all my live classes that I offered at that point, and she went on to become an animal healer and a property clearer. And she was profoundly psychic and gifted. But she was afraid of getting into that power. She was afraid of really embracing all of those abilities. So she let go, though. She worked through her stuff. I worked with her. We did a lot of coaching. We did a lot of training. And she worked through her fears. And she blasted through it and became incredibly gifted and helped a lot of people and a lot of pets and cleared a lot of spaces. So imagine if you could work through your fear or your blocks or whatever they are, who you would be and what you could be with that ability. If your Reiki abilities feel stronger or if they feel weaker, know that you are the one that's in control and that you can gauge how powerful you want it to be, if you want it to be stronger, if you want it to be less. But don't be afraid of the evolution of the change that's happening within you, because it's an important one. I applaud your courage and your bravery. It's psychic puzzle time. At the end of every one of my videos, I offer an opportunity for you to test your intuitive abilities. We do this so that you can strengthen your gut hunches and use it in your day-to-day life. In order to do this, I want you to channel Reiki energy. So I want you to see and feel the Reiki energy coming in through the top of your head, going down your body, down to the core of the earth, and then from the core of the earth back up to your feet, and back up through your body and up out the top of your head like a fountain. And then imagine that it goes out your right hand and in your left. And now I want you to imagine something that feels really, really good. A happy memory with just you, a happy, safe place, something that just feels absolutely blissful. And I want you to surround yourself in this feeling. And then when the puzzle comes up, if you need more time, pause the puzzle. Go with your very first guess. Good luck. For the following puzzle, choose the correct animal listed at the top of the screen. How did you do in the puzzle? Did you notice a feeling of knowingness with the correct answer? Great job for trying. Did you know this is a teachable skill? Through my online courses, live classes, and an online community, you'll find more psychic puzzles, helpful tips, and a safe space to practice and grow. You can find all information and links in the description below. Be sure to like and subscribe to see more videos like this.